Good evening and welcome. This will be our sixth show for the Chicagoland Motorcycle Toys for Tots Parade. And I would like to again thank CAN TV for giving us the opportunity to let the city of Chicago know that we are going to be going down through their town on December 1st this year, which is 25 days away. And I'm going to do the best I can to entertain you for the next 25 minutes. We had people schedule, I guess, stuff come up, but I'm here, so I'll try not to bore many people. But last week's show was pretty interesting. There was people putting on that musical play about Toys for Tots in high schools and such. It was a pretty good time. They should be back here again towards the end of the month. But anyway, let's talk about next week's show briefly. We're going to have Tony Periwinkle. I hope I'm not destroying her name. She's been helping us immensely over the years, and she is the Cook County president, Cook County board president. And she's in charge of the forest reserves, obviously, because they're in Cook County. And she's helped us a lot, and we convinced her to be on the show with us next week. So that should be something to look forward to. And today, I think I'm going to concentrate on what's going to happen the first Sunday in December and why, okay? First of all, briefly, I think it was in 1947, a gentleman, obviously he was probably in World War II, and they decided to start up a charity back in California. I got it right here. His name was Major Bill Hendricks, United States Marine Corps Reserve. Okay, and the Marine Reservists decided to create a charity to help all the underprivileged children around the reserve camp over there in California. And then it just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And through networking through all the other reserve units throughout the United States, they all decided to get involved. Okay, and eventually in 1978, a gentleman by the name of Ed Aminal, I'm not going to butcher up his last name, Wazinski or something like that, he actually started this. He did the very first parade in 1978 with about 4 or 5 people. Jack Voss, if you're out there, you can correct me, but that was the first parade, and he continued on after that. And that was in 1978, okay? They'd all meet in front of this hardware store in front of Ed the Aminal, because his daughter couldn't say animals. That's why they call him Aminal. But back in the day, they had van shops and chopper shops. And he had a chopper shop on 71st Street. And that's G Lumber used to be there, too, for your old timers. And that's where the parade started up until 1981. And that was the first year we got a permit with the Cook County Forest Reserves. They had the parade start off from 83rd and Western. Okay? 1981, there's about 1,500 bikes, which is a pretty good turnout, I guess. Again, I got to thank CAN TV for allowing us the honor to be here. If you have any questions or concerns, you go on our website at www.chicagolandtft.org. There's pages there. Oh, there you go. There is our website, and there's our Santa Claus and such, and it's getting there quickly. Thank you. You can keep showing that. That's fine. I like the pictures. I'm sure they got tired of looking at me. But anyway, there are... Let me find this here. I was studying. Oh, I'm back on again. Okay, that's fine. The 3 parts of the parade. This is what makes us so successful. This is our 47th year for those who are keeping count. We've raised many, many toys for underprivileged children, and we've done such a good job of that a lot of our members today can remember being helped by this organization, or someone in their family or friend witnessing that as they were young, and now they're in a position in life to give back, and they are. So that's kind of a cool thing. This organization's gone full circle, which is pretty cool. But now the important thing is, and I'll probably mention this a few times tonight, I haven't been doing such a good job of that. You can go on our website, and it'll tell you how to create a letter to give you little tips on how to do it. And the other thing is to send that letter, more or less a brief description as to why you need assistance. Okay, you don't have to write a whole, 3-page composition. Just give us a brief, maybe you're not, one of the two parents may have lost their job, they're got laid off, or should they pay their gas bill, or should they, get a toy for their child? That's what we come in. Give us a call. We have a toy committee. You'll go review each and every letter. What we've been doing this year is when we get the letter, we will let you know that we have it, and then you'll be waiting for a response from us as far as when to get the toys or why you're not going to get the toys. We're going to make every effort to get back to you. Today I passed out, about 21, 22 boxes myself personally. I went downtown, I went north side, I went south side. But we're getting it done. We got to have over, 400 or 500 toy boxes out there at different locations. Again, on our website, there'll be a list of the addresses of where these toy boxes are located. And that's basically where we get a lot of toys that we put in our warehouse. We sort them. We ensure that they're able to be given to a child. Some organizations or some people don't want any toy guns or anything like that. We make sure we respect that. We sort them, boy or girl, and then we create bags. This year's going to be a little bit easier. That way, unfortunately, we used to go all the way up to like 17 years old. But this year, unfortunately, we're just going from 0 to 13. But if you send in a letter of a family, list all your children on it. If you have 14, 15, 16, and 17-year-olds, let us know, boy or girl, and we'll toss in a football, basketball, something in there, maybe some Monopoly games. We'll make sure they have some kind of a Christmas. But we're going to be concentrating more on each individual child. So if you give us usually got a big black bag full of toys, one big toy, a bunch of little ones, just to make sure they know what Christmas is. And that's what we've been doing. We've been trying to streamline that by already starting to bag the toys, 0 to 4, then 5 to 8 or 9, and then, 9 to 13, boy or girl. This way, as we fill the needs of these letters that are sent to us, the bags have already been pulled, and we will, pass them out to you. As far as requesting certain toys, we're good, but we're not Santa Claus. That's not something that we do. Okay, if we bump into it, we see it, we read a letter, and the guy wants that. I think I seen that somewhere. We may find it and put it in the bag, but don't expect that. Okay, we're going to try to make every effort to ensure that every underprivileged children of Chicagoland has a toy. All right, and the city. Let's be honest. Last couple of years, the city of Chicago has been under a lot of. It's a nice way of putting it. Pressure, disappointment, whatever you want to call it. We don't want to get political here because that's not our job, but we do feel what's going on, and we were going to, like I said, we're going to make every effort to ensure that every Chicago child who is underprivileged or sick, we will take care of. Okay, now if we have anything left over after that, then maybe we'll start looking at other avenues to supply the needed toys for some of these other people in the city of Chicago. But we got to start from the city and then work our way out. I hope everybody understands that. And I have been not dodging that as I get requests from other organizations. I always tell them we'll bring it up at a board meeting and we will discuss it as a board. It's not up for me to make that decision by myself. Contrary to popular belief, I am not a dictator, okay? And if someone's going to get mad at me, I want all 9 of us to get mad at, not just me, if that makes sense. All right. Again, send your letter, all right, or you could drop it off at our warehouse. We have a warehouse at 8900 South Odell, Odell. That's in Bridgeview, Illinois, and that's also on our website. You could drop the letter off there. We have somebody at the warehouse from 10:30 to about 3:30 every day except for Sunday, or unless we have something going on that, like Saturday's our military appreciation, party. We may not be there all day. You might be there in the morning. But if you can, drive out there, drop off the letter. If we have enough toy committee members there, we can, review it, go through it, and maybe satisfy your needs at that time. I'm not guaranteeing that, but I'm trying to get a little bit more of a smoother action as far as the toys coming in and the toys going out. Okay, so just hide it in the closet until Christmas if you can, if we end up doing that for you. Okay? we are going to err on the side of everybody's a good person. But if somebody, comes out and you got 4 or 5 letters all with the same handwriting with different addresses, we have to consider that. Along with, if you have no imagination, maybe you say you have 8 kids and 2 of them have the same name, that could be a red flag also, okay? But most of the time, my philosophy is, since I've been president, is that out of 100 people that we help, okay, if we messed up 99 times, someone got toys that they really didn't deserve, but that one family did get toys that really made a difference in their life that year, I think we've done our job. And that's the way I tell our guys to deal with it. And you'd be amazed how many people want to come back and help us over the years, okay? So we do that also. And of course, we get toys from the motorcycles on the day of the parade, okay? There's no admission to join our parade. We'll sort you in the woods. We'll line you up. We'll send you out. We'll escort you to the end at the DeVry campus. The only admission we charge is that you don't cause any problems, obviously, and that you listen to the people wearing a vest, because that's what their job is, and that you have an unwrapped toy on the back of your bike, okay? And if it's raining out, put some plastic on it. Don't be an idiot. Every bike has to be plated and insured. There'll be people and policemen out there to ensure that. So they may pull you out of the parade and demand to see your card, or if you're trying to cover up your plate in any way, shape, or form, they're going to tell you not to. Or uncover it and or leave the parade, okay? That's just the way it is. The traffic cameras never get turned off. Chicago doesn't own the traffic cameras. We'll be having a meeting with the city of Chicago, I think the 20th of this month, to discuss all of this. What the city does is keeps the cameras from giving you a ticket. Going north from, I think, 9 o'clock until like 11:30. Going south, you will get ticketed. You can't go through any red lights or break any speed limits up to that point. We get reviewed from last year at this meeting. We have to do everything that the city wants us to do. And I'll be honest with you, out of everybody that we have to create and pay for this parade, Cook County, we have to get the Porta-Johns, we have to, all this other kind of stuff. And the most noble thing we get is from the city of Chicago. They give us all that police protection. And a lot of these policemen are on their days off. And by the way, my heart goes out to the policeman who was murdered the other day. There's no other way of saying it. He wasn't killed in the line of duty. He was murdered, okay? So let's try and make sure it doesn't happen anymore. And I do hope, I wish his family nothing but, good things after this has happened. But we will, like I said, comply with the city of Chicago and move forward. Every board member, and we have 9 of them, will have a parade marshal on their bike or their car. That means we're the actual marshal. And every board member will have a copy of all of our documents, all of our permits for the Cook County Forest Preserves, all of our permits with the city of Chicago, all of our permits and copies of insurance for all of that stuff, for all the porta potties and stuff, in case we get challenged and and it has happened. We get challenged by an official from the city of Chicago, find a board member, they all have this information on them to keep the parade moving, smoothly, okay? Again, send us a letter, 8900 South Odell. We're there every day, so I think instead of we have a post office box, but you got to make sure somebody goes there and such. But we'll be there. If you want to stick around and help for a little bit, we truly would enjoy that also. Okay, there are 3 parts of the parade. Our parade starts at right around 9:30. At 9:11, we commemorate, what happened in New York in 9/11, 2001. Say the Pledge of Allegiance, and then we start. I know a lot of people's not very religious, but we do have some, I think we had a bishop out there once blessing all the bikes when they were leaving. Any little help, every little thing can help, I'm sure, so we don't have an issue with that. We leave at 9:30, come out of the woods, you make a right turn, and you keep on going down west until you get to DeVry Lane Tech campus, and then we make a left turn, and it's going to be very well, blocked off, covered by people in vests to make sure nobody gets hurt, and everybody's told where to go, Okay, then when you get there, if you have a toy on the back of your bike, we'll have trucks there to walk over there and throw it in there. We'll have stuff you can do. We'll have a DJ there, and of course, you'll probably get to hear myself and a few other board members talk. And then we'll disband down 3000 North Rockwell. That'll be the driveway we take when we leave. And we usually disband probably around, 12:30, 1 o'clock, something like that. Depending upon the weather. A lot of times you just come, drop off, and then you go. If you decide not to go into the parade, but you bring a toy, we'll have toy trucks for drop-offs, probably at the beginning in a couple of places and at the end. Okay, or you can give them, we have some ROTC people helping us. They will help more than happy to gather your toys and put them where they belong. Okay, so that's not an issue. Then they all go down to our warehouse. Then we sort them, and we, boy or girl, and how old in these, older toy boxes, and we go from there. But it's an amazing thing when you think about it. And we've had as little as 5,000 bikes, and as many as 70,000. I was in that one. By the time the last bike left the Dan Ryan Woods to go north, I think it was like almost 2 o'clock. So that's a lot of motorcycles going down Western Avenue. Matter of fact, somebody took a picture from a helicopter years when that happened, and you could see a big long line of bikes going like about 12, 13 miles. It was amazing. Hopefully we'll have good weather again. If not, like I said, we have toy boxes all over the place to try and meet the needs of the underprivileged and sick children in our area. Now, we do have a Santa Claus, and he goes to a lot of hospitals and such, and we support him like he supports us, and that's his name. He doesn't have a name until after Christmas. You can't call him nothing but that because that's who he is. All right. Our phones aren't working, I guess, but that's okay. I seem to have no problem talking. There's 3 parts of our parade, okay? The assembly of the riders in Dan Ryan Woods. You'll get there, I get there around 5 o'clock, 4:45. It's dark. In my younger days, that's about the time I used to go home. But it's dark at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, especially since they, did the time thing and we're getting further away from the sun. That's why it's getting a little cold out. But what we did do, and I have to talk to the Cook County about this to make sure we can do it, someone had donated to us a light tower. So when you come into the woods, when it's dark like that, we have the lights on so you don't, see where you're going, and so we know where we're going. And that was very nice. Wirtz Rental to donate that light tower to us. Okay. I have to talk to the Cook County Forest Reserve to make sure. I'll talk to Tony next week. See what she says. All right, we assemble there. We break you off into tiers. There's like 5 areas inside the woods. Actually, it's over a mile long when you go all the way around it. Dan Ryan Woods is a rather big forest reserve. And what we do, we fill up each tier. Each part of the woods, like the 5 parts, holds anywhere between, 1,500 and 2,000 motorcycles. And then we start stacking them up there. Then we end that tier. We have designated people to help them out of the woods and down Western Avenue. And they have their own tier people. There'd be tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4. We've gone up to 7 and 8 if needed, okay? We have and then we'll stop off. There'll be a big gap there, and then we'll have the tier 2 will start. That'll fill up. Tier 3, etc. Forgive me. And then we'll go from there. All right. Now it's relatively, we've been doing it for many, many years, and if somebody does it for the first time, even members, okay, it's very important. We have a thing called a walkthrough. That'll be the Sunday before the parade. Okay, so this year it'll be November 30th at Dan Ryan Woods, where we assemble, and at the same time, or a little after hours, so you could do both of them if you wanted to, we'll be at the DeVry campus in the parking lot around 10:30, 11 o'clock, something like that. That's where we disband. So whoever's working on that east side of the city, that's a member of the organization. In my opinion, you must attend these events so you know where you're at. Everybody remembers their first day of high school. You don't know where nothing's at. Well, our job is to act like we've been there before to help people who really haven't been there before. There's no excuse why a member can't go to the walkthrough to know where they're going and where they're going to park their car if they're driving one, where they're going to be stationed if they're doing that, and where the stuff is going to be if they're going to be helping with the coffee and such. Very, very important, okay? All right. It's been a relatively safe parade. And how it works with the city of Chicago, if we stack up all the bikes in the woods, if we have a very nice day, which we've had before, a lot of people come out and we fill the woods up. One year we had them stacked down Western Avenue. Dan Ryan Woods is at 83rd and Western. We had bikes stacked up on the, going north down Western Avenue all the way back to like 121st Street. That's an awful lot of motorcycles. And we had to cycle them through the woods when they came out. So we sat down after that year with the city of Chicago. So now what we're going to do, if the woods fill up, as soon as they fill up, we go. Okay, so we can bring the other bikes in and, make sure they're all correctly plated and, have a tour and they're insured and such. And then they stack up again and then we go. So if we stack up the woods and it completely filled by 8 o'clock, we go. Okay, that's the deal we have with the city of Chicago. It makes an awful lot of sense. Okay, one year when we had that issue, we had so many bikes that the Chicago police, which that is their city, it's their call. I keep telling everybody that we're guests in the city. Their job is to protect us. How could they do that if we don't listen to them? So once the city, when we had that year with 70,000 bikes and they were stacking up down Western, their commander made the decision to let everybody down Western go. Okay? And the people that had been sitting in the woods since 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning got kind of mad about that. So we have to make sure we don't do that again, and that's why once the woods fill up, we cycle them out and go down Western Avenue. About every tier, at the end of the tier, will be marked with a moving truck, some kind of a truck, or a clear, plainly decorated car that says end of tier to let everybody know. There'll be a gap there, maybe 5 or 10 minutes, so there could be any cross traffic. Okay? And then the parade will resume again. Okay, well, we always have to have a gap in case there's any cross traffic. People really have to go somewhere. They'll have that opportunity. And of course, as with anything, if there's any emergency vehicles anywhere, pull over to the side of the road and stop and let them go by. Okay, that goes without saying. I shouldn't have to say that, but that's what happens. Now, we had been talking about last year, it rained an awful lot, and we have a backup plan where we have to go all the way down to Damon, go past whatever thing was keeping the parade from moving. Oh, that was a fast half hour. Greg, talk a lot, don't I? But I got 2 minutes left, or 3 minutes, whoever said. Maybe, yeah. Instead of going all the way down to Damon and go around the viaduct that was flooded because the bikes couldn't go through there. We were afraid of the cars getting stuck in the water. The water's up to the tailpipe. There's a good chance it's not going to run no more. But so we conferred at the time. Sam Johnson, who was our parade coordinator, very important job that day, he conferred with the police department, and we decided to go down a couple blocks to find a clear viaduct, and then so we routed the parade around that and through. A lot of people may not even known at the end of the parade that had happened at the front of it. But again, we handled it as we should. Now, okay, to go down on Western Avenue, like I said, with the tiers. At the end of each tier, there'll be a stop in the parade, so cross traffic can happen. And then we make the left turn and go into the end point, we call it. That's where you go through Lane Tech first, and they go into DeVries parking lot. DeVries parking lot is where we end. If that gets filled up, we have to have a plan for it, and that plan is to use the parking lot at Lane Tech. Okay? Maynard does a very good job of that, Maynard Marsh, our Northside coordinator. And then we have a stage, we'll talk, we'll thank everybody. We'll have the Salvation Army out there passing out hot chocolate with marshmallows and coffee and such. And then we'll disband and go home. Hopefully you won't be too cold. All right? And that's how that's going to work. If anybody has any questions, again, ask our website. Every board member is listed on our website. Thank you. And all their emails and their phone numbers are listed. You can't be a board member unless that's your real phone number and your real email. So any questions, depending upon which part of the parade that the board members control, or talk to me, I'm the president. That should be it. My name is Lester Fortier, by the way. I forgot to introduce myself. But let me know. Okay, text me. I do better with text. But and we'll have a safe parade. And hopefully we'll get to meet Tony Periwinkle, our Cook County president, next week, along with Frank Aguilar, one of the city commissioners, Cook County commissioners. So that went well. Hopefully everybody will be out there. This is a tough job being president. I'm 42 years old. No, I'm just kidding. I'm a little older than that. And that's that. Again, we have a meeting this Saturday, Marine Corps Appreciation Party. Archer and Central, VFW Rhine Post. That'll be on our website also if you want to attend. But thank you, everyone.